Okay, it is Wednesday. We're gonna do more of like a self-care yoga tonight, which is gonna be a little on the light side. If you feel like you didn't sign up for that, that's okay. Well, Monday we'll do our other class, and I love it if you hang around. But if you came for a bunch of push-ups, we're not going to do that. So I just wanted to tell you in the beginning, it's going to be a bit more like our the class we used to do when we did Fridays. So we're going to focus on breathing, a lot of sitting poses, a lot of meditation, and a lot of just self-care and trying to calm the nervous system as best as we can. But first, a very quick story that I've been procrastinating telling, and I'll get to the yoga pretty quickly. But in the Midwest, when I was a kid, autumn was also referred to as fall because the leaves would always fall off the trees and then you'd have to rake them. But we'd rake them to the what was referred to as the tree lawn, which people used to fight over who owned the tree lawn. The tree lawn's not yours, it's the city. It was very uh, funny things that kids would argue about, ironic. Um, but those leaves, it would be a certain day because then this big truck that was just designed to pick up those leaves would come and vacuum them all up once a week. But I don't know if you've ever seen those videos of the dogs jumping in the leaves. So I was like that dog. Yep. I was like that dog. And I would sometimes just run the length of my street, running through those leaves and kicking them, and probably that upset the people that took the time to preciously rake them into a nice pile. And as I was running through them, I would get really excited and I would kick them and stuff. And this is instant karma story. I was running and I was kicking the leaves, and then I saw this thing that looked like a bag, and I didn't know what was in it. Maybe it was like trash or something, and I kicked it as I was running. Shouldn't have done that. And then, but it was in the dark, and I realized as soon as I kicked it, it was not a bag of trash. It was a piece of cement. It was the cement that they used to have like the poles that have like no parking signs in it. And so after that, I stopped kicking things, but I still occasionally ran through the leaves. And thank you for coming. I've been putting off that one. I hope it had some kind of reach to some of us or to somebody. But let's sit down if you're not already sitting down. And as I said earlier, it's self-care yoga tonight. I will give you the opportunity to throw in push-ups in quite a few spots if you want to do all that extra work. But I've mapped out this sequence, which is mostly sitting. But the first thing we're going to do is pull the shoulders back and lock the core in. You can put the hands on the knees. You can bring them to your heart. Whatever makes you feel the closest to being able to be relaxed with an actively straight back and the shoulders pulling back. And we are going to breathe the same breath that we do when we're working hard as the same breath that we're doing when we're doing our self-care class. So it's in and out through the nose. So we're just going to do like a minute of the breathing right here, just breathing in and breathing out and breathing in and breathing out. And let's do it with the hands like we've been doing at the beginning of some classes. Breathing in, reaching up, breathing out, back down, breathing in, reaching up. This gives us a much more capacity of the lungs. Breathing out, back down, breathing in, up, breathing out, back down, breathing in, up, breathing out, back down. Again, up, breathing in, and breathing out. Up, breathing in, and breathing out. One more breath in, up, and breath out. Good. Let's reach the right arm forward, drop the right shoulder, the left hand's going to pull the fingers back, and we're going to continue with that long breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and out. So just continue with the breath as we hold these poses, or even when we're moving, when we're still, you're just breathing that whole time consciously. I'm talking a lot, so it does make it difficult for me to continue to show the breathing, but as best as you can. Let's switch the hands as best as you can. We'll continue. Drop that shoulder down, pull back. We're going to continue with the breath. Good. So we're going to reverse plank. If you wanted to do a vinyasa, which is push up, down, up dog, and down dog, go ahead. The rest of us are just going to stick the feet out in front. I'll go back far enough so you can see. I'm going to point the toes, fingers forward. We're going to lift the hips and look up. Good. And then back down. That'll give everyone enough time if they wanted to do a vinyasa instead. Right arm up. We're bringing it down the back. We're grabbing the elbow. Head pushes against the arm. Let's get the breathing. Breathing in, hold the core. Breathing out. Trying to look straight forward and breathing. I want you to go slow and deliberate with everything we do today. In case we're holding any kind of extra anxiety, we just want to be real easy with the body and be just aware of where our limitations may and whether or not that has changed today. Left arm all the way up and down the back. We grab with the opposite. You know, if you're very flexible, you could come around the back and intertwine the hands together. Head pushes against the arm. Hold the core tight. Breathe in the nose. Good. Those of you that want a vinyasa, please vinyasa. The rest of us are going to reverse plank. We're going to put those feet, toes pointing to the straight forward, fingers pointing to the feet, lifting the hips, looking at the ceiling. And excellent. Back down. Once down, we're going to bend the right leg. We're going to do our dynamic Janu Sirsasana. I think we did most of these poses on Monday as well. But if you can, grab the toes with the fingers, left on left, great. Or on the shin, we're going to breathe in, reaching up. As you breathe out, close it all down. And then back up, breathing in. And on the out breath, close it down. And just keep moving and keep being aware of the breath that we are pushing out on every downward fold, and keep being aware of the body and what it is offering us today as far as flexibility, as far as strength. Ten more seconds, please. Good. Next time you're up, let's go ahead and stay up. And we're going to look to that reaching hand. And we're going to take a few breaths here. Good. Let's do the other side. So whatever the opposite is. For me, it's right foot out. And then we'll see if we can get the toes. You may not get the toes every day. You may not get the toes today. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. You could put a belt around your foot. You could hold the shin. And then again, on the in-breath, up with the hand. On the out-breath, we close it all down. In the in-breath, up and looking up. On the out-breath, close it all down. And again, over and over with that out-breath on the forward fold. 10 more seconds, please. Good. Next time you're up, go ahead and stay up. We're going to look to the reaching hand. Good. And those of you that want a vinyasa, go ahead, up dog and down dog. The rest of us are just going to do a quick reverse plank, lifting up and back down. Let's bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Left hand on top, right hand on top of that. Again, shoulders back, pulling the core. And you could butterfly the legs. I'm going to keep mine still today, but you're welcome to do that. And we'll take several breaths here in Baddha Konasana A. We will do B in a moment. Good. On your next out breath, go ahead, forward fold, push the elbows against the legs, and you're welcome to bring your face towards your feet. I feel like I arch my back too much when I do that, and I want to try to keep the back flat with the shoulders pulling back for myself. So I'm going to bring the heart towards the feet, which is much harder for me, and which is good, and we're going to breathe here. Good. Back up. Those of you that want a vinyasa, please vinyasa. The rest of us are going to stick the feet out, point the toes, fingers pointing towards the feet. We're going to lift the hips. Good. And back down. Let's cross the legs however you can, just easy like this. I do this for me, but you can just turn the feet in however. We're going to put the hands on the shoulders with the fingers running down the front, the thumbs running down the back, the elbows pointing straight out and away. One side, breath in, twisting. Other side, breath out, twisting. And we're going to go over and over. And when you discover what side is giving you more resistance, I want you to put the out breath there. You could also bring the arms up in like goddess posture. You could also come all the way out, which is a lot of leverage. So again, be careful and see what the body is feeling. About 30 more seconds, please. Good. Let's take the right hand, place it on the left knee and the left hand straight back behind us. You could come around, grab the shirt, the pocket of the leg. We're going to sit up tall. We're going to twist and gently look back. The twisting is in the torso, not in the head. And all the way over to the other side. We sit up tall. Good. Vinyasa if you like, or we're going to reverse plank together, lifting up. And we're going to come down and cross the legs, and we're going to set up for cat-cow. Now I'm going to go easy on cat-cow because my back is feeling very interesting today. I realize that I hold the world on my back sometimes, and that is a terrible habit, so don't do it. So let the belly drop down as you look up through the third eye, and as you breathe out, arch the back a little bit, And moving with the breath, moving the head and the spine, nice and simple. Thirty more seconds at least, please. Good, and back to center. We're going to look over the right shoulder and see the tail. And then we're going over to the other side and see the other tail. Good. Back to center. You're welcome to vinyasa if you like. We're going to do some crescent lunges, so catch up when you can. Let's start stepping that right foot and keeping the left knee down. Good, and you could scooch it up further if you like, or do shorter. But feel the quad stretching, the front part of the leg, which does connect quite a bit to the lower back. You do want to have that front open there if you can. And let's reach the arms all the way up, and we're going to breathe here. Let the hips hang down. If you're super flexible, at some point you want to stop the hanging down because you don't want to drop onto the ground. We're not trying to do Hanuman splits. So find your space, listen to your body, and breathe. Good, we're going to twist. We're going to take the left elbow outside of the right leg, hands in prayer pulling towards the chest, turn the fingers up towards your face. You could stay here. I'm going to look down at my foot. You could look up to the elbow pointing the ceiling. You could come onto the ball of the foot, straightening the back leg, making this into a standing pose. We will do a couple standing poses in a little bit, so it's up to you, and let's breathe. Good, so let's do the other side. We're gonna step that right knee back and then the left foot top of the mat. We'll keep the knee over the ankle. Back legs, quad stretching a little bit. Arms up, breathing all the time in the nose, long and deliberate. Experiencing the breath. Experiencing the body, not fighting what the body is telling us, going along with it, listening. Good, let's take the right elbow outside, hands in prayer, pulling in. You could turn the fingers up to the face, please. And you're welcome to come back on the ball of the foot on the back leg and straight the leg, turning it into a standing pose if you care to. I'm going to look at the foot. You can look at the ceiling. Let's breathe. There'll be a chance if you want a vinyasa, go ahead and do it right down, hands down. Otherwise, we're going to switch sides again. So left leg back, right leg forward. Same stance, but now Superman straight up. If you did a vinyasa, feel free to catch up whenever you're ready. And I applaud your vinyasa and your push-up. Let's breathe here. Good, let's bring those hands right down on the inside, right hand right on the inside of the right foot. Luckily, I'm in frame there. Other hand down. You could walk those hands forward, trying to put your elbows down. Even if they don't get down, you bend the arms, and then over time it could open up, or just hands right down. Keep the knee pulling against the shoulder. I like to look at the floor so I can lengthen through my spine and neck. And let's breathe here. All right, let's do the other side of that. Right knee back, left foot to the top. Superman arms straight up. Let the hips hang, and we breathe here. Hold the core a little bit. And again, back down right on the inside there. And let's do whatever we did on the other side, but try to keep that knee pulling against your side and shoulder. And if you want to walk the hands forward and put the elbows down right next to the ankle, that's fine too. Let's breathe here. Long breathing, taking care of the body. Letting the mind go wherever it wants to go, but if you can focus on the breath and feeling the body, that's great, but wherever it goes, it goes. Good. Let's stand. I'm going to go back a bit. We're going to do horse, but we're going to do it firstly with the, opening up, but the hands on the knees, right? Correct. So the weight can sit pretty heavily down into the knees. And then on an out breath, you're going to rotate the right shoulder forward and then back up. And on your next out breath, left shoulder forward. And then go ahead and just continue that on the out breath, bringing that shoulder forward. Good. Horse, but we push the walls out tonight. Push everything away. Everything out. Couple more breaths if you can. Good. Let's stand. We're going to turn the right toes out with the left toes about 45 degrees, and we're going to do warrior two. So we're going to bend that right leg and bring the arms out. But we're going to do some interesting dynamic movement. But remember, we're not going beyond the ankle line. So breath in, straight leg, breath out, bent leg. Try to keep that spine straight, because I moved mine forward when that happened. I saw it in the video image. Just a couple more. Good. And let's hold warrior two and breathe and look at the fingers right out here on the right hand in front of us. Good. Straight that leg. We're going to pivot. So we do the other side. So the right foot is turned in about 45 degrees. The knee is starting. Let me get more in the image in case someone needs to see it. Over the ankle. So breath in, breath out. Try to keep that spine straight, moving the knee, coming into almost a triangle base, and then back to warrior two. And a few more of these, please. Good, hit warrior two and hold. Excellent, straight that leg, let's pivot again. Warrior two with the right foot in the front again. We're gonna turn the right hand so the palm faces the ceiling and the left hand comes down the back leg, and we're gonna arch a bit back and look at the elbow along to the ceiling and breathe here. Hold the core, moving in the breath. Good, let's straighten that leg and pivot over to the other side. Warrior two right there. We're going to turn the left hand so the palm faces the ceiling, and then we arch back like we did on the other side. Breathing here. Make this a breathing class today, just drawing that breath in and pushing that breath out. Let it be heard. Let it be decent and strong. Good, so I got one more. Let's pivot again. This time we're going to keep the legs straight. We're going to triangle. We're going to reach that right arm a bit out over the right leg, and then right hand easily down and left arm up. You don't have to go way down with it. Just do a little bit and then see where it opens. We're not forcing anything. We're breathing. We're being kind to ourselves. Good, back up, and we're gonna pivot, right toes into 45, left toes out. We're gonna reach that left arm out so that we can get triangle on the other side. Hand on the shin, you can have palms facing out and away. You can go as extreme as you want, but let's breathe and take care of the body and the mind. Good, back up, both feet running straight forward. So if you're on the mat, the outside edges of your mat would be about the same as the feet. We're gonna breathe in and reach straight up, and then go easy, and we're going to forward fold and maybe just fingertips down, maybe palms down. Let the head drop, and let's breathe here. Great, let's stand, hold the core a little bit when you do that, bring those feet back together. And we're going to do tree, standing on the left, and I'll come up a little closer on this one. You could put the leg right on the front, which is totally wicked, hands to the heart, good place for them to be. Up also is fine, or you could grab that ankle, and which probably a lot of you have already done, and lock that foot. I'm keeping hands to the heart. Again, you're welcome to do many of the different variations, and we'll breathe here. Great. Let's do the other side. Standing on the right, you could put the foot out in the front. You could grab it, lock it up there. Hands to the heart, standing tall. Arms up if you care. Whatever you did on the other side, see if you can do a copy of that. But on the other side. Good. Let it down. Step it out. Let's stand again on the left foot. We're going to lift the right leg, and the left hand's going to grab the right knee, the other hand on the hip. You could stay right here. You could reach back. You could look back. You could extend the leg, grabbing the big toe, or you could just stay left hand holding the right knee. The foot can be dangling, or you could pull those toes a little bit to the shin. Good. Step it out, let it down. Please, let's do the other side. Standing on the right, we lift the left, right hand on the left knee, other hand on the hip, or reaching back, looking back. You could also extend the leg if you care to. Good, let it out, hop it out if you like. I got one more. Those of you that do King Dancer are welcome to do that, but it's not necessarily the pose that I'm gonna demo, but it's close. So we'll stand again on the left foot. We're gonna lift the right leg and just grab the right ankle with the right hand. We wanna try to reach the knee straight down and that left arm right here, straight up. And we're gonna breathe here. And like I said, those of you that want to do King Dancer, that's fine. This is an opener of the quad, which is an opener of the lower back a bit. And let's breathe. Great, let's do the other side of that. So I'm gonna do it front forward facing so that you can see one of the important things, especially in King Dancer, is that the knee kind of points straight down and then straight back, not out to the side. So again, I will reach the right arm up and I'm holding the left ankle with the left hand reaching the knee straight down. Great, let that down. Let's come down to the mat and we'll start on the knees. We're gonna do a sequence and you're welcome to do up dog and down dog, but I'm going to demo them today as Cobra and Child's Pose. So at least do one of the Cobra and Child poses before you go hardcore on the up dog and down dog. So we'll start laying on the belly. The toes are pointed back and the hands are not going to be really used much for Cobra, but they are on the mat right kind of outside the shoulders. For Cobra, we're going to tighten the legs and look up. And then we use the hands to push into the mat, push the knees down. The knees have to be apart enough so that your body can slip down. as you reach out for child's pose, and we'll stay right here. Breathing, reaching those fingers super long, letting the hips hang down between the feet. Good. Back up and down to the stomach. Unless you're doing up dog, you're welcome to. Cobra, legs tight, looking up. And again, push into the mat, come up, knees apart so you can come into child's pose, lengthening out through the fingers, breathing here. Good. Two more. Back to the belly. Cobra or up dog, child's pose or down dog, coming back. Great. Back to the belly. One more of these down. Cobra. Tighten the legs. Point the toes. And child's pose or down dog. Knees apart far enough. Fingers way out. Good. Roll to hands and knees. We're going to do side arm balance. I'm going to keep the knee down. There is an opportunity for you to do more work. We're going to be on the left side starting. We're going to step the arch of the right foot onto the line that the left hand, left knee, and left foot represent. And then we're going to reach the right arm up. Those of you that want to slip the left foot back, stacking the feet, are fine to do that. And you can also bring the legs apart in a straddle. So the right leg will be pointing up towards the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. Let's breathe here. And if your wrist bothers you, keep that knee down. Good. So we're going to do the other side. So on the right, left steps back and back up. And even here, we're thinking about standing tall. So you can pull the core in, lengthen a bit to the crown of the head, but you can look to the reaching hand to the ceiling, or you can look down to the hand on the floor. Let's take a few more breaths here. Good. And back down. Let's sit. We're going to do the same core work that we do in all of the classes. Although I will demo them really light today, you're welcome to go heavy. So legs bent, arms under the legs, roll back onto the tail. We're going to reach the arms out and pull the shoulders back. Those of you that want to straighten the legs are welcome to. We're going to breathe here. Good. Cross the legs, grab the shins, sit up really tall. Straight that back to the crown of your head. And number 2, back up. And we're doing the normal 5. 5 alive. Keep breathing. Go across the legs, sit up tall. And number 3, back up. Cross the legs, sit up tall. And number 4, back up. Cross the legs, sit up real tall. And number 5, this is the last one. Good. So let's lie back. We are going to do thread the needle, which is like upside down pigeon. So the feet and knees are 2 fists apart, and we are laying flat down. We're going to lift the right leg up and bring that right ankle down the inside of the left knee. Now you can even stay here, pushing that leg a bit forward, but if possible, reach the right arm through and grab either the underside of the leg or the shin, and then the other hand meets. I'm going to do underside today. Flex the toes, pulling the toes towards the shin, and let's lie back and take many breaths here. All right, let's do the other side. So right foot down, left up, ankle down the inside, left hand on the same side as the up leg comes through under the legs or the shin. We lay back, we flex the feet, we breathe here. Long breathing, looking at the ceiling. Excellent. Let's unwind. So you are welcome to do plow and shoulder stand. I'm not going to demo them today, but that's the ones we do every class normally, which is kicking the feet up over the head with the legs dropping down, and then ultimately legs up. But today, in our self-care class, we're going to go against the wall and put the feet up the wall and bring the arms out. So I'm going to go way back there and do that. So either find your wall. You can also put your feet up like on a couch and lay. It's totally up to you. But the legs up the wall is a real nice. If you've never tried it, I think you should try it. And the first thing you will need to do is kind of slide your rear end against the wall so you can get in there kind of close. And then the feet go up, and then the arms come out. You could also bring the legs apart. If you're feeling tension in the inner thigh, you can let them part out far, or just straight up so we got a bit of inversion. And we're going to take a long breathing hold here. Really focus on your breath. We're going to stay about 30 more seconds. Keep focusing on your breath. Good. So come down the wall the way you came in. If you are in shoulder stand, you're welcome to come down into dead bug for a moment. And let's all be on the back with the knees into the chest, like so. So grab the shins and bring the nose up to the knees. Good, and then let the head lie down. So if you have pencils, imagine them on each knee on the ceiling, pointing to the ceiling, and we're gonna roll the lower back into the mat a little bit. One direction at first, just taking your time. And then the opposite direction, please. Good, back to center. Put the feet down. If you need to see, it's all right. You're gonna look up. We're gonna bring the arms out like a T. We're gonna stay looking up today. This is a different movement. It's gonna be dynamic. We're gonna let the knees fall together, and the knee is gonna stay touching one part of the other leg. So we're gonna fall over to the right. The left knee runs down towards the foot, and then back up and over to the other side. And we're just going to go back and forth with this as we continue to breathe and look at the ceiling. Ten more seconds, please. Good. So we'll stay laying down. I'm sorry I didn't give you earlier warning, but if you have a belt, a strap, a piece of material, a towel, a t-shirt, or whatever, it'd be pretty useful. You can take a moment and just grab it. And a long towel works just as good as anything else. And we're going to put the strap on the right foot. We're going to lie back. I just sat up so that I could talk to you. So once lying back, we're going to hold that leg. We're going to hold the strap. We're going to try to choke up, getting close, keeping the leg straight, but also keeping your right shoulder mostly on the mat. And we'll take a few breaths here. You could just hold the back of the leg, and I'll show you some other options as well. But for now, this option is to hold the back of the leg or the strap, look at the ceiling, and breathe. So keep a hold of the strap or the toe and let the leg fall out to the right as you look to the left. If that comes off as very difficult, you could grab the knee with the leg bent and come out same way, but with the leg bent. We are looking to the reaching hand on the left. And let's come all the way up. And we're going to switch hands either on the strap or we're going to bend the knee and grab the knee. We're going to reach the right arm out, looking away as the right leg falls over to the left, hip coming up. And we're going to stay right here. Good, back up. So both hands running up towards the heel. Shoulders will come off the earth, nose towards the knee right here, breathing. Excellent. Put that leg down and we're going to do the other side, left on left. So you could hold the back of the leg, or if you got a belt or a piece of material or a towel, which I'm sure you all do, something lying around the house, an extension cord, Christmas tree lights. Let's breathe here. So either keep a hold of the strap or the toe, or bend the leg and grab the knee, and you can open out to the left as you look to the right. I'm going to keep the knee going today. Trying to keep the shoulders flat, moving strong with the breath. Good. Back up to center. So we're going to come switch the hands on the foot, the knee, or the strap. Bring that left hip up off the ground. Reach the left arm out and look over to the left as the leg pulls to the right. Good. Back to center. Both hands up towards the heel, nose towards the knee. Breathing here. Good. And one more, our normal last pose. Bring the knees up into the chest, the arms out like a T. We'll take a breath in. On the out breath, the knees fall to the right. You can put the right hand on them. The left hand reaches out and away, and you look to the left. Go easy. We don't force anything. Good. Back up to the center and then over to the left. Left hand can hold the knees down. Try to keep the shoulders flat. We reach the right arm out and look to the right. Good. Back to center. And let's lie down. Those of you that want to could take a rolled up mat and lie on it with it on your back. So the base of the mat is about at the base of your skull, and the other end of the mat is right before the tailbone. This will open up your upper back as you let your shoulders pull back. So instead of the looking into the computer device and stuff, we get that and we can lay into that opening. But either way, lay down. We got about a 5 minute laying down. Once laying down today, there's another form of meditation, which is a body awareness meditation. You take your hands and place them on your belly as you're laying down, the longest finger touching. And then every time the body breathes in, That long finger comes apart, and then every time the body breathes out, they come back together. That'll keep us aware of the breath coming and going in the body as we just lay here and relax the shoulders into the floor and relax into laying down. And we'll be here about 5 minutes. Let's stay laying down. If you put the mat under your spine, let's slide it out. And then once that happens, we're all going to reach laying down, reach the hands over the top of our head. So the back of the hands are on the ground above us, lengthening long to the ends of your fingers. And then make sure your toes are lengthening equally long in the opposite direction. Pull your core down against the mat, locking your center against the lower back and floor. We're going to hold here for a couple of breaths, holding that core down. Very nice. Go ahead and bring the knees into the chest and rock yourself up to a seated position. Once sitting, we're going to bring the hands to the heart center and rub them together, like you're making a fire, like you're activating the fire in your soul and your heart into your hands so that we can project it outwardly. A little more fire. Good, and then arms all the way up. We're going to take a breath in as much as we can get. Breathe in more. Hold, feel the fire in your hands and your arms. Breathe in more. Hold. And then let everything go and out. All righty, you're living your dream. Don't miss it. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I like this lighting. It looks film noir. I only have light on my eyes right here, and the rest of me is in shadow. How very 1920s. It's danieloverberger.com. You can find the links to my Venmo and PayPal there. We do yoga together every Monday and Wednesday here, and then I post them on other places on the internet, but it's just me. And I'm going to stop the recording, and anyone that wants to say hello can say hello.